shit, yeah, they breath stank. Walk up in the club, dripping like I'm fresh paint. I can see through the facade like an...
What's going on, fight fans? It's another great day when you love MMA. Welcome back to Matty Fight Talk. So UFC Fight Night just went down between Holly Holm and Mayra Bueno Silva, headlining this fight card at the Apex Arena in Las Vegas. And as we all saw what happened in that one, Holly Holm, acting her age, looking her age, gets defeated very quickly with a second round submission. It was a very nasty choke by Bueno Silva. It was like a standing triangle. It was very, very tight. Holly Holm had no choice but to tap. I mean, it was a very entertaining first round. Second round was pretty quick, ended in 38 seconds. Shout out to Bueno Silva for getting a very notable win early on in her career against somebody like Holly Holm, who's a veteran, who's been the champion, who's very established as one of the top women's fighters of all time. But Holly Holm is getting up there in age. I was surprised that this was the headlining fight on this fight card. I feel like, the UFC did us kind of dirty. But I got to say, this was a very entertaining fight card from start to finish. There were a lot of finishes, a lot of crazy things happened on this fight card. One of the fights that was very interesting was, I think her name's Estela Nunez. I believe this is the chick who snapped her arm or dislocated her elbow very bad. Right off the bat, Victoria Dudakova, I believe that's how you say her name, went for a takedown. Nunez tried to spin out of it and twisted her elbow bad. You could hear her screaming on the canvas. It was horrible. It was a very weird injury to see, and it looked painful, man. I'm not going to lie. Other fights on the fight card earlier on, Costa and Lingo. That was one hell of a fight for Costa. Put an absolute beatdown on Lingo. Ended up winning a 3-round unanimous decision. Evan Elder and Genaro Valdez, those guys threw down. That was one hell of a fight. Then you have now 17-0. Maxim defeated Tyson Nam. That was also a very, very close fight, won by split decision. But the guy from Kazakhstan, Maxim, still undefeated, 17-0, man. Those guys are producing some crazy, crazy athletes out there. But yeah, the main card, very, very good fight. The co-main event of the night for this fight card was unbelievable. It was between Della Medellana versus Bassil Hafez. Look, I didn't do enough research on Hafez, I'll be the first to admit it. But clearly, Della Medellana didn't do his research either, because that dude, Hafez, was an animal. He came out, putting on a show. I mean, Jack's stand-up was on point. And you got to think, this guy's been ready to fight for a few months. Had two fights fall through on UFC 290 fight card. So he was hungry coming into this fight. I think he was so hungry that he underestimated the shit out of Bassil. Because Hafez, that dude was a savage. Ground game was on point. As the fight was going on, you'd see very notable fighters like tweeting about how beast mode Hafez is when they're training with him. I believe Anthony Smith said this guy was a savage. Justin Gaethje, guys who have trained with him, said he's a real problem on the ground. He was getting some nasty takedowns. Jack was doing his thing on the stand-up, man. It ended up being a 3-round split decision victory for Della Medellana. I don't know if he actually won that fight. In my book, I had it 2-1 for Hafez. And, I think they did him kind of dirty. Jack's ranked number 14. They're trying to push this guy's name. He's a big, big-time fighter out of Australia. They're trying to move him up the ranks. So the worst thing that they could have happen is Hafez comes in and gets a win off of this guy. I'm not saying any of this is rigged, but, the judges kind of are dick riding here. Sal Diomado, or whatever his name is, he's one of the judges. That guy's the only guy I think that's legit, because he had it 2-1 for Hafez. I mean, the second round could have gone either way, but Hafez was pushing the pace. He was constantly pushing the pace. He was constantly getting Della Medellana in bad positions. And he looked like he was definitely going to win the fight. The last round, he was clearly gassed out. He took the fight on 5 days' notice. So very impressive, man. I'm really excited to see Bassil Hafez fight again. Della Medellana, he's never been out of the first round, I believe this was the longest fight he's had in the UFC. So he needed a grinding 3-round war with somebody very talented as Hafez. That's only going to make him better. So I'm excited to see both these guys fight again. That was a very, very good fight. To me, that should have been the headliner over Holly Holm and Bueno Silva. I think Dana White kind of dick rides Holly Holm because she's done a lot for the UFC, and she's, the preacher's daughter and whatever. But yeah, anyway, Holly Holm's probably on her way out soon. If not, she's just going to be a gatekeeper for younger fighters, just tear that ass up to move themselves into contention. But yeah, if you guys missed the fight card, check out ESPN Plus if you guys got it. And yeah, very, very good fights. In other fight news, I don't know if you guys heard this or not yet, but Jamahal Hill, the light heavyweight champion, supposed to be fighting Yuri Prochazka, ended up rupturing his Achilles tendon in a basketball game, and I believe it was a pickup game or something like that. Ruptured his Achilles, doing the honorable thing that we saw Yuri Prochazka do, giving up the belt. Now it is vacant because, you know, an injury like that, from what I'm reading, takes anywhere between 6 to 12 months to heal, depending how badly it's ruptured. And I'm assuming if he's giving up the title, he's assuming it's probably going to be something like 12 months. I heard Jamal is a little bit out of shape as is. Preparing for Yuri, he's looking a little heavy, so he's probably going to need some extra time to heal that, go through the rehab, and be able to get back into fighting shape. Now, this leaves a very looming question. What is the UFC going to do with the vacant strap? Conveniently for the UFC, they have a really big light heavyweight matchup going down on the very next fight card for UFC 291. You have Jan Blachowicz taking on the former middleweight champion, Alex Pereira. Do you just turn that into a title fight? Because I would not be opposed to that. And I mean, this would be the second time in a row that they turn a 3-round into a 5-round on Jan Blachowicz. But I don't know if the UFC wants to give Blachowicz that chance, considering the fact that Blachowicz and Ankalaev, Magomed Ankalaev, fought for the belt, the vacant belt. It ended up going to a draw, and Blachowicz's dumbass at the end of the fight, it's like, oh, I thought you won. I can't believe you didn't win. It's like, bro, it's a fucking draw. You should have been rooting for yourself. Because I think the UFC would have handed you this as a vacant title fight again for another chance at the belt. But who knows? We don't know what's going to happen. I mean, these are two of the higher ranking guys. You got Pereira and Blachowicz. Then you got Magomed Ankalaev right underneath them. And then you got guys like Ryan Spann, Anthony Smith, Johnny Walker. You know, the list continues on and on. So a lot of guys are going to be able to, you know, shoot their case of why they should be in that title fight. I mean, I give Jamahal Hill credit. He is doing the honorable thing. If it was me, I'd be a selfish son of a bitch. I'd be like, look, I'm injured. Fuck you guys. You guys can wait. But he is doing the honorable thing. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Who should be fighting for that vacant light heavyweight strap? Also hit me in the comments. Let me know what you guys thought about the fight card tonight. Do you guys think Holly Holm should retire or what? Because I feel like it's been a while, man. And she's really looking her age. When I saw her walk out to the ring, I was like, damn, dude. I used to be like, okay, Holly's looking good. Now I was like, damn, this old ass bitch needs to retire. Anyway, hit me in the comments, guys. Don't forget, if you like this video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys on the next one.
Haters talking shit, yeah, they breath stank. Walk up in the club, dripping like I'm fresh paint. I can see through the facade like an